What if everything we thought we knew about devil fruits was wrong? What if the rule that eating 2 devil fruits destroys your body is not actually a rule at all, but a warning, a mystery, and maybe even the key to understanding the most powerful force in the One Piece world? Welcome to One Piece Uncovered. Every One Piece fan has heard it at some point. You eat a second devil fruit and your body explodes. That is it. Game over. No second chances. It is treated like a law of nature in this world, as absolute as gravity. But here is the thing. Who actually confirmed this? Who sat down, tested it scientifically, and came back with hard evidence? The answer is nobody. What we actually have is a widely accepted belief passed down through the One Piece world, and if this series has taught us anything, it is that widely accepted beliefs are almost always hiding something deeper underneath. Oda does not put rules in his world without a reason, and when he puts rules in his world, he almost always creates an exception to them. So today we are going to dig into what actually happens when someone eats 2 devil fruits, why Blackbeard was able to do it, and what this might mean for the future of the story. Let us start with the elephant in the room. Marshall D. Teach. Blackbeard. The man who not only ate a second devil fruit, but did it in front of the entire world and walked away just fine. After Whitebeard fell at Marineford, Blackbeard covered the body with his coat. There was some kind of commotion underneath, and when the coat came off, Blackbeard had the Gura Gura no Mi, the Tremor fruit, the most destructive paramecia in existence, on top of his already terrifying Yami Yami no Mi. Marco, one of the smartest characters in the series, said that Blackbeard's body is different from a normal person's. He said it like it was an observation, not a full explanation. We never got the full story. And that silence from Oda is intentional. So what makes Blackbeard different? There are a few theories floating around the community, and some of them are genuinely compelling. The first and most popular theory is that Blackbeard has a unique internal body structure. Some fans believe he literally has multiple personalities, or multiple souls living inside one body. This connects to the fact that Blackbeard is almost never shown sleeping, that his Jolly Roger has 3 skulls, and that early in the series, his crewmate Doc Q comments on luck and fate in a way that feels tied to something deeper about Blackbeard's nature. If Blackbeard has more than one soul sharing his body, then in theory each soul could house a separate devil fruit. It would explain why 2 fruits do not destroy him. His body was already built for more than one inhabitant. The second theory ties directly into the Yami Yami no Mi itself. The darkness fruit is unique among Logia types because it does not grant the user the properties of their element. Blackbeard cannot become darkness. Instead, his fruit absorbs everything, including the power of other devil fruits. Some fans believe the darkness fruit essentially creates a void inside the user, and that void has the capacity to hold additional fruit powers without causing the body to collapse. This theory also connects to why Blackbeard is one of the few people who can physically feel pain from attacks even while using his Logia, which is a very strange detail. Oda included for a reason. The third theory is about the nature of devil fruit souls themselves. There is a growing belief in the community that devil fruits are not just power sources, they are actually vessels for living entities, ancient wills or souls that were sealed inside fruit form. If that is true, eating 2 fruits might mean housing 2 separate spiritual entities inside you, and most human bodies simply cannot contain that kind of spiritual conflict. The result is destruction. But if your body already has a capacity for multiple wills, like Blackbeard potentially does, you survive. Now here is where it gets really interesting. Because we have been talking about Blackbeard this whole time, but Blackbeard might not be the only person in this story who can eat multiple fruits. Stay with me, because what comes next might completely change how you think about a character you have known since the very beginning of One Piece. One thing that does not get enough attention in this conversation is the behavior of Zoan-type devil fruits after their users die. We know from the story that Zoan fruits have their own will. They are described as more alive than other fruit types. When a Zoan user dies, the fruit eventually reincarnates into a new fruit somewhere in the world. This implies that the consciousness inside a Zoan fruit is persistent. It survives death. It transfers. Now think about the Gomu Gomu no Mi. For over 800 chapters, it was treated as just Luffy's rubber fruit, a simple paramecia. Then, Chapter 1. 1044 happened, and Oda revealed that the Gomu Gomu no Mi is actually the Hito Hito no Mi model Nika, a mythical Zoan that the world government had been hunting for 800 years. This changes everything about the two-fruit conversation. If Zoan fruits have wills, and those wills can survive and transfer, what happens when two Zoan wills exist in the same space? What happens when a powerful enough person, someone with an exceptionally strong will, consumes a fruit whose will does not fight back, but instead merges? There is a theory that Joy Boy, the legendary figure tied to Luffy and the Void Century, was capable of something like this. That part of what made Joy Boy so extraordinary was his ability to harmonize with the will inside a fruit, rather than simply suppress it. And if Luffy is truly Joy Boy reborn, that same capacity might live inside him. Here is the big picture. Oda has spent over 25 years setting up a finale that will overturn almost every assumption we have about this world. The revelation about Luffy's fruit was one of the biggest moments in the entire series, and it came from a rule most people thought was settled. We knew what the Gomu Gomu no Mi was until we did not. The two-fruit rule feels the same way. It exists. It is real. Most people who try it would die. But the rule has an exception, and that exception is not random. It is tied to the nature of the fruit, the nature of the user, and possibly the nature of the ancient world that created devil fruits in the first place. Blackbeard is going to be Luffy's final opponent, and the key to that fight might not just be power levels. It might be the question of what it actually means to carry two devil fruit wills inside you, and whether that makes you unstoppable or ultimately fragile in a way no one has figured out yet. Some fans believe Blackbeard's body, despite surviving the transfer, is not stable long-term. That housing two conflicting spiritual entities creates a kind of internal war that will eventually consume him. And Luffy, who has awakened a fruit whose will he already embodies naturally, might represent the opposite of that. Harmony versus conflict. Joy versus darkness. Nika versus the void. The two-fruit question is one of the most fascinating unsolved mysteries in One Piece. It connects to Soul Theory, to the Void Century, to Joy Boy, and to the final war that is coming. Oda planted the seed with Blackbeard years ago, and we are only now starting to understand what kind of tree is growing from it. The truth is probably simpler and more beautiful than any of us expect, because that is always how Oda works. He hides the answer in plain sight and makes you feel like a genius when you finally see it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a like and subscribe to One Piece Uncovered. We go deep on the lore, the theories, and the hidden details that casual fans walk right past. Leave a comment below with your thoughts on Blackbeard's ability to hold two fruits. And here is the question I want you to think about. If Luffy somehow had the capacity to hold a second devil fruit, which one do you think would complete him, and why? Let us talk about it in the comments.